Manchester United's eagerness to sign a striker in the transfer market may be rewarded, as Arsenal have been told not to sign Viktor Gyökeres. Since the arrival of Ruben Amorim at Old Trafford, United have been the club who are expected to be the busiest when the transfer window opens. This is due to the Portuguese manager's unique formation and team dynamic needing specific styled players. A player who Amorim will certainly be wanting to bring to Manchester in an ideal world is Sweden forward Gyökeres. He currently has 26 goals in 24 matches across all competitions this season. The former Coventry striker excelled under Amorim, and United struggling to score goals this season, Gyökeres would be a welcomed addition. Finances could be freed up for the forward if the likes of Marcus Rashford leave the club. If United wanted the Swede, they would have to fight off Premier League rivals Arsenal, who are also believed to be admirers. However, former gunner Martin Keown believes Arsenal need to find someone better suited. He told the Oxford Mail, "The players who are there at the moment need to start scoring goals fast, don't they? Otherwise Mikel Arteta will put his hand in his pocket and buy a forward. Gyökeres is not quick enough, and he wouldn't have been quick enough in my day. According to UEFA, the Swedish striker has recorded a top speed of 34.55 mph/h in the Champions League this season. This would put him joint 55th in the competition alongside Liverpool's Mohamed Salah. If anyone knows what Gyökeres is capable of, it's Amorim. Gyökeres currently has a £84 million release clause. However, it is reported that Sporting would accept in the region of £63 million. The training ground at Carrington buzzed with renewed energy today as Manchester United's players stepped onto the pristine pitches under the watchful eye of their new manager, Ruben Amorim. The Portuguese tactician, known for his meticulous approach and emphasis on tactical discipline, wasted no time in stamping his philosophy on the squad. Amorim's appointment as Manchester United's manager has ushered in a wave of optimism among fans and players alike. Arriving from Sporting CP, where he turned the Portuguese club into title winners, Amorim's pedigree for nurturing talent and implementing fluid, attacking football is expected to reshape United's fortunes. The early signs of change were evident today as the players participated in a training session that combined high-intensity drills, tactical shape and specific focus on defensive organisation areas that have troubled United throughout the season. The session began with a brief huddle led by Amorim, whose calm yet assertive demeanour commanded the squad's attention. Reports suggest that the manager, keenly aware of United's vulnerabilities at set-pieces and defensive lapses, instructed his coaching team to focus on improving positioning during dead ball situations. Players were split into small groups, with one half practicing offensive corner routines, while the other half drilled defensive formations. Set-piece specialists such as Bruno Fernandes and Christian Eriksen were heavily involved in rehearsing deliveries aimed at exploiting gaps in opposition defences. Meanwhile, defenders like Raphael Varane and Lisandro Martinez worked tirelessly to regain defensive cohesion, with Amorim stopping play frequently to issue tactical tweaks. Coaching staff could be seen animatedly pointing at zones, urging the players to communicate better and close spaces that had previously been left exposed. Fitness and conditioning pushing physical limits. After weeks of gruelling fixtures, fitness conditioning was high on Amorim's agenda. Under the guidance of fitness coaches, players endured short, high-intensity sprints combined with recovery sessions to improve their endurance and sharpness. Young stars like Alejandro Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo impressed with their energy, while seasoned players like Marcus Rashford showed determination to push beyond their limits. Reports suggest that Amorim praised Garnacho's work rate, pulling him aside to encourage the youngster to maintain his fearless approach on the ball. For the goalkeepers, the session included specific training to sharpen reflexes. Andre Onana, whose shot-stopping abilities have been vital this season, was put through rigorous drills alongside backup keepers Altay Bayındır and Tom Heaton. At the heart of Amorim's coaching philosophy lies team chemistry, ensuring players understand their roles while seamlessly working together. Today's session placed heavy emphasis on quick, one-touch passing drills, fostering better link-up play between the midfield and attack. Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount orchestrated the tempo in midfield, often breaking into short-sided games that Amorim used to assess pressing intensity and attacking transitions. Anthony Martial, who recently returned from injury, joined in to regain rhythm, linking up effectively with attacking teammates. Amorim's communication style is particularly notable. He frequently spoke to players one-on-one, explaining tactical nuances and building personal relationships, something he is renowned for in his coaching career. Amorim was meticulous in addressing Manchester United's defensive struggles. Throughout the session, players were instructed to remain compact, minimise spaces between lines, and anticipate opposition movements. Defenders practiced zonal marking and pressing triggers, with Harry Maguire and Viktor Lindelof stepping up to showcase leadership in defensive blocks. Diogo Dalot and Luke Shaw, playing on the flanks, worked on overlapping runs while also ensuring their recovery positioning remained solid. In line with Manchester United's tradition of promoting youth, Amorim's session included academy talents like Willy Cambuala, Isak Hansen-Aroen and Amad Diallo. The manager is reportedly impressed with the talent pool at United and plans to integrate promising youngsters into first-team setups. Kobbie Mainoo, already a fan favourite, featured prominently in midfield drills where his composure and awareness drew praise from teammates. Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho still have a place at Manchester United, despite not featuring in the win against Manchester City, according to the Match of the Day 2 panel. It comes after Ruben Amorim's post-match interview following his side's dramatic 2-1 comeback win over City at the Etihad Stadium on Sunday. The Red Devils boss raised plenty of eyebrows by omitting both Rashford and Garnacho from his squad, casting doubt over their long-term futures at the club. But Amorim's comments after the game suggest both will be given the chance to work their way back into the side. Next week, next game, new life. He told reporters Rashford and Garnacho are fighting for their places, but for me it's important. The performance in training, the performance in game, the way you dress, the way you eat, the way you engage with teammates, the way you push your teammates. Everything is important when we want to change a lot of things. They have to fight for a place in the team, and today the team proved we can leave anyone out of the squad and manage to win if you play together. Earlier, in what appeared to be a reference to the recent departure of sporting director Dan Ashworth, as well as other staff exits at Old Trafford, Amorim emphasised, "When people in the club are losing their jobs, we have to push our standards really high." Speaking on Match of the Day 2, Danny Murphy interpreted the manager's remarks as a sign that he will select players based on their in-game performance and their commitment in training, suggesting that no player will be completely written off. "I think what's great about Amorim is, as week to weeks go, he's going to play who's playing well and who's training well," he said. I think it was a brilliant interview. He covered Rashford and Garnacho's absence superbly in every detail. He isn't writing people off. They're not done. He's going to give them a fresh start next week, like he said, and I think United fans will have been very impressed with the way he's dealt with it. Ex-City keeper Shay Given agreed, noting, "I think he's handled it really well. If you don't train to the level he expects and put the shifts in both in training and in games, then you won't be in the matchday squad." It was big news this morning when it broke that they weren't in the squad. But he did say they trained this morning and he went and watched them, they trained well. And then he says after the game that they're in contention for next week. But they've got to compete to get back in the team now because they've got a win in the derby. So that backs up his selection. After news of their omissions broke, United legend Gary Neville called on Rashford and Garnacho to respond in the right way after being dropped from the squad. On Sky Sports, he said, "We've been sat in this studio for years as ex-Man United players, saying give your absolute all, and players haven't been running back. We've seen Rashford and Garnacho stand on that left and right wing and not chase back when fullbacks have gone past them and still stay on the pitch. No more. I want Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho to come back stronger, take the message that they've been given by training at the training ground this morning on a Sunday with no one else there. I want them to take this in the right spirit and become the very best players for Manchester United. I don't care who you are, whether you're Andrei Kanchelskis or Ryan Giggs, David Beckham, Nani, whoever you are as a wide player at Manchester United, you've got to run this way forward as fast as you can and run that way backwards as fast as you can. They have got the talent, they've got the ability, but if they don't do that, there is no place for you in the club, there is no place for you in the team. Before their exclusions, both Rashford and Garnacho had featured in every single one of United's 24 matches across all competitions this season. Notably, Garnacho leads as United's top scorer with 8 goals, while Rashford shares second spot with Rasmus Højlund on 7. However, neither player has really been close to top form in 2024/25. And with Ahmad now seemingly cementing his place on the right wing, they will have to compete for the left wing position, not only with each other, but also with players like Mason Mount and Antony. Up next for the Red Devils is a Carabao Cup quarter-final match against Tottenham on Thursday. Following this, they will take on Bournemouth, Wolves and Newcastle in the Premier League to conclude the year. We want your views, Reds. You can become even more involved with our Manchester United coverage by signing up. This will unlock a whole host of things, including joining the comments and taking part in our special Q&As, where you can speak directly to our reporters about what's happening at Old Trafford this week and beyond. In a game packed with drama, passion and resilience, Sporting CP manager Ruben Amorim delivered a heartfelt reflection on his team's incredible last-minute triumph, dubbing the experience a moment of magic. His post-match comments captured the euphoria that gripped both the players and the fans as they pulled off a victory that seemed improbable just moments earlier. "It was incredible," Amorim beamed in the post-match interview. "It was Sir Alex Ferguson time. I believe in it, something magic happened." Comparing the moment to the legendary former Manchester United manager's famed ability to inspire late comebacks, Amorim's words resonated deeply with fans who witnessed what felt like a football fairy tale. The match itself was no walk in the park. Sporting faced an opponent that pushed them to their limits, with chances missed and tension mounting as the clock ticked away. For much of the game, it seemed like the result would slip out of their hands, but Amorim's squad embodied persistence, refusing to bow to the pressure. "It was a very tough match, but we believed until the end," Amorim explained. "We managed to score, and we needed that win. It was important for us and for our fans." His comments highlighted not just the physical challenge, but also the mental fortitude that his team displayed in overcoming adversity. With the game on the line, Sporting's never-say-die attitude paid off in spectacular fashion. The decisive goal came in the dying moments of the game, sending the stadium into raptures. It was a goal that epitomised the spirit of belief Amorim has cultivated within his team. For the fans in attendance, the moment will be etched in their memories as one of pure jubilation. The comparisons to Sir Alex Ferguson, a master of late comebacks, seemed fitting. Amorim's acknowledgement of the legendary manager added an extra layer of significance to the victory, reminding the football world of the power of belief and perseverance. This victory was not just a statement of Sporting CP's resilience, but also a gift to the fans who have stood by their team through thick and thin. Amorim's acknowledgement of their support underscored the connection between the club and its loyal followers. "We needed that win, it was important for us and for our fans," he reiterated, expressing gratitude for the unwavering passion that fuels the team. With this victory, Sporting CP will look to build on the momentum and carry the lessons of belief and determination into the remainder of the season. Amorim's leadership continues to inspire, and his ability to motivate his squad in critical moments has further solidified his reputation as one of football's brightest managerial talents. This match may be over, but the magic of the moment will live on. A testament to the beauty of football and the joy it brings to those who believe until the final whistle.